There we go. Alright, yeah, surprise! I'm on camera. I don't usually do this. I don't know if I'll keep doing it. I've never done this. I have a interview with the voice actors for Fiona on my YouTube channel. And she didn't appear on camera because I made it optional for the voice actors for their interviews. Because she didn't know what to do with her body on camera. I have a similar problem. Like, I'm very tempted to do this on camera just because I don't know how to move. So, hold on. I'd be more comfortable being on camera if I was recording this like this with a hood over my face. You know, I should probably sit on my hands too because I move my hands quite a bit. But oh well, I'm going to try to get used to this. Like that. Anyways, I opened a Patreon account for Anonymous Agony's development about a month ago. I didn't really publicize it very much because I was still trying to decide on the content to offer. Like I said, I'm going to release File 2, which File 1, the current release File 1 has been changed to, the title has changed to Serial Killer Prologue. And there'll be a second prologue introducing the second cast called Child Psychologist Prologue. Those are both going to be free. I was going to charge for the second prologue initially, but it didn't seem like it was right. Now, the development time for Anonymous Agony is roughly about a year and 3/4 at this point, because of the amount of content in the story is very extensive, and I prefer to take longer with making any income and release a full product. I'm sure in the future I won't have the luxury of taking this long with a project, but considering it's our first one, I had a little leeway, I felt. I'll say a lot. And I feel like I'm being watched. You know what sucks about recording with webcams? They show you a reflection of it, so I can see everything. It'd be better if it was just like a blank screen, like, oh, now recording. Don't show me things. I should just put a shirt over my webcam or my screen. Whatever. Anyways, a while ago, my friend bought me this book, a Dot Hack 4 Coma, which is like a manga series of like 4 comas. Like, they're mini stories, they're many little comedic portions of dialogue and story, preset for 4 panels, 4 coma. So I figured a good thing to offer the Patreon supporters are weekly voice scenes. Just really short, extra fun scenes. I'm going to have one at the end of this video that I just made last minute just to see how fast it would take me to do it. And it takes me a few hours. It takes me a few hours to do it, write it, voice it if applicable. So it doesn't take me very long. I feel like that might be a good deciding factor to pledge. I'm going to have different pledge points open for the Patreon, so you'll be able to see them every week, or if you pledge high enough, maybe even write them. I'm going to have some people be able to send me scripts they write of short little scenes with the characters, and if I approve them, I'll make them. I'm trying to get all the voice actors to voice them, meaning I need to get them written about 3 months ahead of time and pay separately from the main project. I mean, I don't think they're really going to be worth it unless I get them voiced. So I'm going to do everything in my power to do that. And I'm going to also make them in-game for the full release, but only for the Patreon people, meaning it's going to be exclusive DLC for only the people that pledge to the Patreon. So when you put the DLC code in Steam, it will download them to your game and add an option in the main menu. And so they'll all be there. So if I'm guessing the development time is going to be about a year and 3/4. That's about a scene every week with different characters. That's a good amount of extra comedic content for it. But also, if you have any suggestions, as to things for me to provide to make the Patreon more worth it, let me know, because it does help us with development. We have one pledger right now that pledged the $100 tier, and that was very helpful because it helped us pay for some of the voice actors and some extra art assets. So that's going to be extremely helpful. But considering the fact that Anonymous Agony is already in open development, there's not much I can offer as far as I can think of now, which is why I'm taking suggestions. but also developing these little extra scenes and having people have the ability to write them might be a good little deciding factor to pledge. But like I said, give me ideas. What do you want to see? What do you want offered? I'm already offering exclusive demos to the Patreon pledgers. There's a File 2 demo coming out this Wednesday. It's pretty much done. It will not be voiced because it's not possible to voice that right now. Future demos will be voiced because overall recording for Anonymous Agony is about to happen in a month. Because in a month I'm going to have the main script completely finished and finalized and the voice scenes decided upon. So anything past that point, the demos will most likely be voiced. See, I used to pause when I did podcasts when I didn't know what the fuck I was going to say. Can I pause now? I can't. But it's going to be really obvious that I'm pausing because I'm getting right up to the camera and clicking the pause button. Shit, it didn't even work. Yeah, okay, obviously I paused for some unforeseen amount of time. It wasn't too long. It's just in that. I'm finalizing file 11 and 12, which are the last two files of Anonymous Agony right now. And these are the most important files. Well, maybe next to file 9 and 10. But these were the files I had the most clearly realized in my head for literally the whole 10 years of development. So it was building up to this for a long time. And it was a kind of unique opportunity that I got to grow with the project. Because, yeah, I was a teenager when I wrote the first sections, Hayes and Samson sections. And people that have read Samson's first episode, the first child psychologist episode with Clara and the doctor, said that they were very different, and like they considered the psychologist episodes very mature, and Hayes' episodes are Hayes. So, but the fact that I wrote the first two or three chapters of the hospital side earlier, meaning I did well, even at my age. I still really like how the fan group is kind of divided. Like some people like Hayes and some people like Samson. Not a lot of people like both sides, or they prefer one at the very least, and that's kind of the way it's supposed to be. It's two very distinct stories and two very distinct mindsets. But the fact that I've written to the point where the two sides of the cast come together, it's very rewarding. And writing these last chapters, there's a few things that have inspired me through the years. One thing I do want to share, I have the entire manga series. I'm going to grab it right now. The Erase series. I have the whole manga series. I watched the initial anime first. Then I watched the live action Netflix, which was a more proper adaptation, but you don't get the anime feel if you like that art style. Erase is written by Kei Sanbei. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, so I'm just going to put it up to the camera. Wait. Yeah, fucking mirrored shit. Okay, it's still backwards. Okay, Kei is his first name, and the last name is Sanbe. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but this is probably one of my favorite manga series because of how grounded it is. It's grounded, but it has very light supernatural elements. It's something I really recommend you watch or read. Start watching it, and if you are like me at all, you'll probably end up buying the whole manga series. I have all 5 volumes on my shelf over there. Oh no, I have to pause again. It's fucking weird that you guys can see me pausing. Very obvious. I really gotta find a way to hide that I'm pausing. I wonder if I can do this shit like wirelessly. I mean, I'm sure I can. I'm sure I can link my phone to my computer or something and hit a pause button off screen, or like hide my phone behind my back or some shit. Anyways, 4 comas, I'm gonna put on the screen what a 4 coma is exactly, and I'm gonna make little scenes that are like these to release on the Patreon weekly, and offer the ability for fans to write them. And even if I don't approve them, I'll offer some direction and be like, yo, change this, change that. Because I want them to be funny, but I also want them to kind of match the lore as well. I don't want anything to harshly contradict the fiction. Because there's lots of crazy shit that happens in Anonymous Agony, but there still is a foundation of realism to it. And there are some things that I won't allow to happen. So I'm going to share the Patreon link in the description of this YouTube video. So pledge if you want, please. It'll help us out greatly. I'm going to try to release a demo at least once every 3 to 4 months. That's 3 times a year. File 2 demo is coming out soon. And then within about 3 months, the full file 2 should be on Steam. And I'm going to release it about a month early for the people that pledge on Patreon. Sometime at the end of this year, I'm going to release a file 3 demo, which is the next part of Hayes' chapters. And then after that, I plan to at least release one more demo, which is going to be probably a collection of random sections from the full game. So it's going to jump around a lot, but that will be the end of it. Naive is going to come back, because people love Naive's music. He's going to still provide more music. In fact, we've been in talks right now about finalizing the payment information, because I have the permission to use the entire playback EP. And I use a good chunk of it. But there are a few more songs by Naive, Ein, and Soul Chef that I want to include, because the fact that people identify his music with my project, I like, because he's really good, and he's really underappreciated. And I see on his channel, his playback song is his highest rated one so far. So I want to keep doing that. I want to keep making his music kind of like the sound of AA. But this series inspired probably the main flashback sections of Anonymous Agony. So I recommend anybody watches it, or reads it. That should be it, guys. Anyways, I should have flashed on an example of a 4-koma manga comic strip. But at the end, I also went ahead and made a test 4-koma, or a test little extra scene for the Patreon. It's only partially voiced because there's only one motherfucker I have. There's only one voice actor I have, accessible whenever I want. Cough. That was a real cough. But like I said, if I have my way, I'm going to try to get them all voiced. But I have to make some terms with the actual cast. They do take this backseat to the main project recording. So, without further ado, here's the test 4-koma. You'll get these once a week if you pledge. Hopefully they're amusing enough. And now I'm going to end the video. And I also have to get near my computer to turn the fucking off button off, because it's got to be an easier way to do this. I hate showing up on camera. I might not do this again. Or I might make it Patreon exclusive. Or just make the versions where I don't show up on camera Patreon exclusive, so all you other fuckers have to actually look at me be weird and awkward on camera.
Hey, look, it's Aris. Go say hey. I want to try something. Jesus fucking Christ, Hayes.
Yeah. Sit back, just relax and play. I think I'll be doing
Aris, I am your dead ancestor. Heed my warning. Hayes' bloodline wiped out yours. He is a villain. Pierce him with divine judgment. Stab him.
Tracks I play, I think I'll be doing that today. Don't wanna move, I wanna post up. Keep the windows and the door shut. Late brunch, cinnamon toast crunch. I keep it cooler than the other side. Like the winter to the summertime.
I thought it'd freak her out. Who listens to a random voice in their head?
Everybody screaming all cool.
Oh no, Aris believes in ghosts. I'm sorry, you should probably run.
I'm a soul rebel, so you know that. I keep a classic as a throwback. Holographs on my backwards cap. I stay fresher than the lunch line. Trying to find what to munch on. Gonna grab some chips and it's crunch time. Won't rush and I will not speed. I just wanna chill out to the point I freeze. Live life like the water in the ice cube tray. I think I'll be
Why the hell did that work?
Today. Sit back, just relax and play. I think I'll be doing
You
that
are a
today.
monster.
Put all the worries of the past away. I think I'll be doing that today. Reminiscing on the path I blaze. I think I'll be doing that today.